rely on a networking website to stay popular. Like, we've seen what happened to MySpace. It went like skyrocketing, everyone's using it, and now like if you go to Google Trends and type in MySpace, like it's just plummeted. So to focus on integrating another company's product into yours, I think it's kind of weird. Like, if they're gonna do that, they might as well just integrate Steam into it, because that's actually something relevant to gaming. When I think of Facebook, I think of, like, you know, people I went to high school with and I don't talk to anymore, or like, you know, long distance relatives that you've never really talked to, and they're the type of people, not StarCraft players. Like, most people I know who play StarCraft, they don't care about Facebook. I mean, come on. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get their kind of WoW crowd, who's more of a broad, diverse group. Like, people who play WoW are everything, pretty much. And so I think they're trying to show that you can play StarCraft 2 and still be a normal person. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer. But I hope they didn't focus too much on this, because Blizzard has a lot of resources, so I'm sure they didn't. It's probably just kind of one little side thing. And so as long as it didn't delay anything else, then I'm cool with it. Whatever. If they want to integrate, you know, YouTube, well, actually, if they should integrate YouTube. That's a good idea. That would help me out a lot. But yeah, they can do whatever they want with their games. I just laughed when I saw Facebook and StarCraft. There's just something weird about that.
I think it's just a fast way to make friends or something.
I think it's kind of a I agree with Husky. I think it's kind of silly that they would integrate two completely different things. I'm not really a huge Facebook user myself, so maybe I'm a little biased. Maybe for the people out there who are absolute Facebook maniacs, maybe they're really excited about this feature. But speaking for myself personally, I could care less, as long as it doesn't delay the game coming out.
All right, I'm going to toss one last story at you. I'm sorry I didn't toss it in the notes for you guys, but this was an interview, and this one might actually just like hit both of you like an arrow through your hearts. There was an interview with Dustin Browder that came out like yesterday, in which he did say basically that there's going to be a period of at least 2 weeks or more between the beta and the retail release of StarCraft 2.
Oh, that's ridiculous. They usually don't do that. If I remember right, with WoW, I think they pretty much went straight from beta into the actual launch. I think I didn't actually play the Wrath of the Lich King that much, but like with the beta, oh, that sucks though. I mean, I can understand why they would do that. I mean, they got to make sure everything's completely wiped out, everything's set up, everyone's on equal footing, they're ready for the huge traffic. I'm kind of sad though that they're going to delay it a little bit. But I mean, I can't tell them that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. But not being able to play for 2 weeks, I'm gonna go into, you know, cold chills and sweats. I guess I'll have to stockpile a bunch of replays right before, so I actually have something to, you know, cast and upload to my channel. But yeah, that kind of sucks. But at least they said it, because a lot of people were asking. So at least they came out and said it. That's cool. I respect that, because a lot of people had been asking, you know, how's it gonna work? And a lot of people were also worried for like our HDH, since it's such a high-profile tournament and it's taking. One thing I want to address really quick with the HDH, the reason it's taking so long is because we wanted players to actually practice for their games and be prepared for every matchup to hopefully have epic games and also match with their schedule. So everyone who's like, this is taking too long, that's why we did it that way. And so for that reason, there's a lot of people like, well, what if beta ends before your tournament's over? Which wouldn't happen anyway, but if it did, at least now we know for our next tournaments, like when we can have them, when we need to have them be over without the beta, you know, getting cut off instantly or anything like that. So yeah, 2 weeks without StarCraft is like 10 years to me, but you know what? I waited 10 years for this game. I can wait another 2 weeks.
Well, I guess I'll just have to stockpile replays too. That sounds like a good idea. I didn't know about that. That's definitely something good to know. But I'll be saving up some replays that I'll be able to cast. If not, I'll probably just upload random things like chess and pool for a couple of weeks. But then again, it is Blizzard time. Hopefully when they say 2 weeks, they don't mean like 2 months.
Well, Husky, 2 weeks off, that means you can spend some more time to focus on your other project, which is the Justin Bieber fan club, in which you were president.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm actually, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. I have something similarly related to that, kind of like on my 10th thing to do next. So it'll be pretty funny. But, yeah, man, StarCraft with 2 weeks. Think of all the stuff I could get done then. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. But hopefully it isn't in Blizzard time, and we're, you know, stuck for 3 weeks, because then there would just be total chaos and everyone would be burning down the Irvine headquarters. But yeah, so yeah, I can't even tell you how excited I am for StarCraft 2, just overall. I think we're pretty much wrapping this up, so I just gotta say that StarCraft 2 is the bomb, and it is the best game ever, aside from, you can't really compare it to StarCraft 1, but StarCraft in general, best franchise of all time, and I look forward to esports in the future. I think it's gonna be huge.
Alrighty. Well, I'd like to thank both Husky and HD for coming out. You guys were great guests, and glad to have you. I hope you come back sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem, man.
Thanks for having us.
Now, for you guys listeners at home, if you want to subscribe to this podcast, you can subscribe at www.elitistpodcast.com. There you will find VOD of the Week, my blog, D-Noob, and links to RSS feeds for both the podcast, the blog, and iTunes links. You can also find if you want to subscribe to the Elitists and you don't use iTunes or an RSS aggregator, you can actually subscribe through Facebook, and you'll get updates on Facebook when new episodes come out. Also, if you want to send any feedback, questions, death threats, criticisms, unsolicited photographs, you can send them to elitistpodcast@gmail.com. Next week, our guest is going to be Rise from the website Goes to Coaching, but also another commentator from the YouTube channel SC2GG Rise. So we're going to talk with him. If you have any questions for him, right away, go ahead. It's going to be great. Thanks again, Husky and HD, for coming out, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.
All right, see you guys next time. Later.
Take it easy. Thanks for having us.
Hey guys, just wanted to throw a little bit of an addendum here at the end because I forgot to mention this when we recorded. But HD StarCraft and Husky StarCraft are the names of the YouTube channels of the people who I interviewed for this show. That's www.youtube.com/HDStarcraft for HD and Husky StarCraft for Husky. Also, if you have any questions for the show and you do not want to send an email, you can go to www.formspring.me/theelitists and you can ask any anonymous question, no registration required. I look forward to seeing you guys next week.